Greetings, everyone. This is Group Anakrhon from Religious in Malaysia course. We are here to present mixed marriages in Malaysia from an Islamic and Christianity point of view. Our group is made out of 5 people, namely myself, Rui Miguel, Christian, Muhammad Faris, a Muslim, Muhammad Faiz, also a Muslim, Faisal Hakim, Muslim, and Muhammad Haris, who is also a Muslim. Let us begin now. The amount of couples practicing interfaith marriages in Malaysia are getting higher year by year. So our group came to a conclusion that this topic is crucial to be investigated since Malaysians' understanding of the topic is very low. The main objective of the study was to understand the deeper definition of mixed marriages based on Islamic and Christianity view, to analyze problems and solutions that freed by the people who's involved in mixed marriages, and also to generalize the positive and right ideas of mixed marriages among Malaysians. Problem statements. The main purpose of our group conducts this study was based on several problem statements which arise such as providing knowledge to the community about the similarities and differences applied by Muslim and Christians in practicing interfaith marriages and to identify the community's level of understanding of interfaith marriages in Malaysia. The importance of the study. The main reason of our conduct of this study was based on several problem statements, arise as follows. How does mixed marriage work in Malaysia based on Islam and Christians' perspectives? And also to discuss on issues raised from mixed marriages in Malaysia and the solutions by Islamic and Christians guide. Now, I'll be passing the floor to my colleague Faiz, who will present the literature review. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Faiz. So today I'll be presenting about literature review. So the first literature review is problem of interfaith marriage for Muslim converts, stress in family due to religious decision. Reaction to this choice result in modifications that could break up families. When acceptance does come, it may be difficult and lengthy process. Based on statistics of 200 converts in Selangor, it was found that most of their family members were against the conversion into Islam. Khadijah 2011 views that the non-Muslim families' perception of Islam as a lowly religion is the cause of their rejection. Morgana 2018 concludes that when a non-Muslim partner changes their religion while a civil marriage, in effect, there is a problem. The second literature review is Secular or Sharia for Interfaith Family Disputes in Malaysia. Important legal act in the context. Civil law is the most common law in Malaysia. It's the secular law that applies to both Muslim and non-Muslim. English law and English equity principles that were partially codified into legislation. Islamic law that is relevant to Muslim is known as Sharia law, and it is included in state legislation along with administrative rules and substantive laws based on the Quran and Sunnah, which is the basic source, and the recognized interpretations, which is faith. The Federal Constitution of Malaysia is the highest legal document, and Article 11 of the Constitution guarantees religious freedom. There are two main acts that governs family law, specifically marriage, the law reform, which is marriage and divorce, Act of 1976, which is civil marriage, and the Islamic family law, which is Federal Territories Act of 1984. The last literature review, which is mixed marriage in comparative perspective. They have two point of view. The first point of view is from Islam point of view, and the second is Christianity's point of view. So for the Islam, to serve Allah Subhanahu Wa Taala, marriage is regarded as a sacred institution that unites man and woman in a relationship to create a joyful home filled with love and harmony. All Muslim scholars agreed that according to Islam, a Muslim, whether male or female, could not marry a mushrik. From ISE Karyaka 2022, a mushrik associates, invokes, or worship beings other than or with Allah Subhanahu Wa Taala, or shares any of Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala noble attributes with someone else. The second one is from Christianity's point of view. In Christianity, there are various approaches to interfaith wedding. Some churches condemn it based on Deuteronomy 7 verse 3 and 2 Corinthians 6 verse 14, 8, while others allow it based on 1 Corinthians 7 verse 12 until 14. I say to the rest, not the Lord, that if any brother has an unbeliever wife and she agrees to live with him, he should not divorce her. If a woman has an unbeliever spouse who agrees to live with her, she should not divorce him. Unbelieving husbands are consecrated through their wives, while unbelieving wives are consecrated through their husband.
So next we are going to proceed with research methodology for chapter 3. For our research methodology, we have 3 research designs, which are data collection method and instrument, respondent of study, and also data analysis. For my first point, which is data collection method and instrument, we gather that this research was conducted using a survey as a data gathering approach. A questionnaire is a set of questions used to conduct a survey. A survey is the process of collecting, sampling, analyzing, and interpreting data from a group of people. A survey is sort of research that entails obtaining information from a planned group of individuals in order to gain knowledge and insight into several topics. The next one is respondent of study. This research is based on a survey of public from any religion and background. We are unable to meet individuals face to face because of certain circumstances. As a result, using Google Forms to create a survey has made the process much easier, since Google Forms is the most user-friendly website for collecting input from respondents. This is the only acceptable, simple, and secure method of obtaining data, since we can distribute the link over social media platforms like WhatsApp and Telegram to prevent direct contact with individuals while adhering to SOPs. The sample size is a crucial consideration when drawing conclusion about a population. Our minimal size is roughly 30 people, so we can get a reasonably accurate picture of their views. The respondents utilized in the analysis were not all from the same group, and the research sample was chosen at random. For our third research designs, which is data analysis, this data collection strategy was chosen because it has the potential to enhance our study by giving useful data and is the most straightforward way to arrive at acceptable conclusions for our project. Aside from that, doing an online survey is straightforward and quick. For example, because all replies are stored online, real-time data analysis is straightforward. It may also draw conclusions and disseminate the information. We will use a quantitative method since we are conducting a survey. Quantitative research is represented by numbers and graphs. It is utilized to test theories and assumptions as well as to confirm them. This type of research is beneficial in creating generalizable facts about a topic. Quantitative techniques include experiments, number of observations, and surveys.
Now we will continue with chapter 4, finding and discussion. Number 1, overall demographic of respondent. The sample was selected from 4 religions with the majority percentage of Islam respondents, which is 67.6%, Christian with 23.5%, and remaining consists of other religions. This sampling was chosen to see the response of public for further analysis related to the topic, which is mixed marriage in Malaysia, Islamic and Christianity point of view. The sample size of the study is 34 respondents. From the pie chart, 67.6%, which represent 23 respondents, are Islam, 23.5%, which consists of 8 respondents, are Christian, and the remaining are Hindu or Buddha. The age range of the respondents is between 17 to 30 years old. Majority are between 18 to 20 years old, which is 13 respondents. From the survey, majority respondents believe that interfaith marriage is legal in Malaysia. 47.1% of respondents believe that it is legal in Malaysia. 38.2% of respondents believe that it is not allowed in Malaysia, and 14.7% of them are not sure of it. Most likely, generally they know that interfaith marriage is legal in Malaysia. It shows that most of them are exposed to our topic, which is interfaith marriage. Then a number of respondents who said they do not know about the status quo of interfaith marriage in Malaysia. This indicates that the respondents are not aware or maybe get less exposure about the issue. Therefore, the result of the survey indirectly concludes that most of people aware of interfaith marriage in this country. Okay, so my name is Faisal. I want to explain about the analysis questions of Google Form. We conclude that there are four main points from the question survey, which is firstly is interfaith marriage based on civil law. So from the survey, we can analyze that most of the respondents believe that interfaith marriage is allowed in Malaysia. In the context of marriage, Malaysia practices legal pluralism, which is a combination of civil law, Islamic law, and customary law. The civil law pertaining to family, the law reform, which is marriage and divorce, 1976, Act 164, was enacted according to English common law and applies to all non-Muslim individuals in Malaysia. Muslims, on the other hand, have their personal laws, such as marriage, directly overseen by each state's Islamic law, as expressly mentioned in the Federal Constitution's Table 9, List number 2 of the state list. So the next point is the problem of interfaith marriage for Muslim converts. The question from the survey is asking, does interfaith marriage affect the relationship between the family members? So the reactions to such decisions produce changes that may result in family separation. If acceptance comes at all, it may be a lengthy and painful path. According to a poll of 200 converts in Selangor, 65% of the fathers, 55% of the mothers, and 65% of the brothers and the sisters were opposed to the family members converting to Islam. So basically, in general, non-Muslim families rejected Islam because they saw it as a low-esteem religion. Most of them did not realize the converts had adopted a new religion, but rather the Malay lifestyle. However, there have been a few odd occasions where a couple lives with their Muslim family and there may be some problems. The third point is social integration through mixed marriage culture. Based on the survey, most of the respondents stated that interfaith marriage will give benefits to us, which involves social integration. Social integration, referring to formation and cooperation process, is applied in mixed marriage culture. For example, in Sabah, mixed marriage culture has helped to reduce social gaps across groups that were originally divided by religious lines. This phenomenon is strongly related to conversion to Islam, and the link between the two is evident in the lifestyle of the people in Sabah. Mixed marriage involving religious converts have been reported in Sabah since before independence and have persisted to this day. According to registered marriage statistics by Jabatan Hal Ehwal Agama Islam Negeri Sabah or the Department of Islamic Affairs of Sabah, the first mixed marriage documented in the district of Keningau was in 1944, and the number has climbed each year in other districts in Sabah. Mixed ethnic marriage was initially practiced by the Chinese population with other native people of Sabah prior to the advent of colonials, resulting in the mixed ethnic group known as Sino. Although mixed marriage between ethnic groups does not necessarily result in religion conversion, it does influence community norms in Sabah toward mixed marriage involvement different religion in Sabah. So this is some example about the question, which is, in your opinion, what is the benefits of interfaith marriage? So most of the respondents said that there are benefits of our topic, which is interfaith marriage that happened in Malaysia. And lastly, our point is Islamic thoughts on interfaith marriage. So according to the survey, most of the respondents are not aware of the Islamic thoughts on interfaith marriage. Interfaith marriage as a social phenomenon is not a new subject in Islamic history. It has previously occurred from the time of Prophet Muhammad SAW and then again at the time of companion until now. For example, Prophet Muhammad married to Maria al-Qibtiyah bin Sham'un comes from the Ansir area Dishut, Egypt. So other example that can show that interfaith marriage is practiced by Islam is a slave that awarded by the government of Egypt, Muqawis, after the Battle of Taiba. With Maria al-Qibtiyah, Muhammad blessed with a son named Ibrahim. Muhammad also married Safiyah binti Huyai bin Akhtab bin Shu'aib bin Sa'labah. His pedigree to the companion also married Christian woman Nailah binti Al-Farisah Al-Kalabiyah, who then convert to Islam. So, and more companions who did this interfaith marriage, especially during Islam expansion to many areas outside Madinah.
In conclusion, from an Islamic point of view, the Quran allows Muslim men to marry women of the people of the book, usually Jews, Christians, and Sabians. While in a Christian point of view, while some denominations warn against it, others allow it by referring to 1 Corinthians 7 verse 14 to 15. This concludes that both faiths recognize the concept of interfaith marriage. However, with certain limitations, it is still conceivable and acceptable. These are the references used in our study. That's all from our group. Thank you very much for your attention. Goodbye.